What an economy. In previous chapter, we have two sector economy constitute only the household and economy. In this chapter, we will extend out out your model into factors, three three model based on the household front and the government contributing to close economic nets and when the government sector plays active role, the private sector and the domestic income. India as a mixed economy, where the private sector functions with a market-based system while the government operate through centralization, planning and regulation. When government is budget is systematic process of estimating uneven resource, budget is systematic process and estimating uneven resource and allocation them to various activities, them to various activities, them to various activities, them to various activities, them to various three sector model. A budget is a systematic process. Budget is a systematic process of estimating available resource and unable resource and allocations item allocation to them various activity organization based on the predetermined priorities. But a systematic process estimating available resource and allocation them. A budget is systematic process of estimating available resource and allocation them to various activities of the organization based on the predetermined priorities. Budget is a systematic process of estimating Budget is a systematic process of estimating unused resources and allocations them to various activities, them to various based on a predetermined priority. A budget is a systematic process of allocations, estimating enable. A budget is a systematic process. Budget is a systematic process. A budget is a systematic process. A budget is a systematic process. A budget is a systematic process. Estimating unused resource and allocations them to various activities organization based on the predetermined priorities. Budget is a systematic process estimating unused resource. Budget is a systematic process. A budget is systematic. Budget is a systematic process of establish process of estimating unable resource distribution. Budget is a systematic process. Budget is a systematic process of estimating unable resource, and allocation them to various sectors or organizations based on the predetermined priorities. And priorities, a budget is systematic process. Budget is systematic process. Budget is a systematic process. Budget is a systematic process. अब हम इसमें लिख के बताएंगे आप सभी को क्या चल रहा है बजट. Estimating allocation. Them to various activities, subject organization, predetermined priorities. दोबारा लिखेंगे, दोबारा आपकी बात दोबारा करके देखेंगे अपन उसको, यानी कि ऐसे कि दोबारा याद करके लिखेंगे अपन। इस बार थोड़ा अपन को गलत लगा है। बजट इज ए सिस्टमेटिक प्रोसेस ऑफ एस्टिमेटिंग अनलिमिटेड रिसोर्स एंड allocations of various activity organism based on the predetermined goal, predetermined priorities, predetermined priorities. A budget a budget is a predetermined a budget is a budget is systematic establish 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 our establish establish that a budget is a budget is a systematic process a systematic process establish allocation establish establish estimating unable resource estimating estimating the budget is systematic process of estimating unable resource estimating unable resource estimating unable resource. The budget is estimated unable resource and allocations them to various activity organization based on the predetermined object. According to the article of 121 according to the article 121 of Indian Constitution, the President solely before both House of Parliament estimate receipt and expenditure of Government of India year 1 April to 31 March referred to in this part of the annual financial statement. The annual the common known as the Union Budget and General Budget. The first budget was independent India was present in the November Financial Minister of Charter. President solely lay before page according to Article 121, 121 12, 112 of the Indian Constitution. The presenting solely before both House of Parliament and statement of estimating receipt and expenditure of the government estimating expenditure of government of India in the financial year House the President solely budget is systematic process of estimating unused resource allocating allocating budget is systematic process estimating and estimating unable resource and allocation them to organization them to various activities of organization them to various this is organized them to various activity activities of student various activities of organization determined. It is predetermined quantity according to the article. According to article. Giant soul, giant soul, SHA double soul, soul um, lay on both House of Parliament and estimate of estimate. Both House estimating before Stanley solely before both House of Parliament only on both House of Parliament. A statement is essential. See receipt and estimating receipt and the statement of receipt. And expenditure. The government of Indian financial year. Receipt and expenditure of the government of financial first April 31 March refer to the refer in that part of annual financial statement as commonly known as union budget and general budget. The first budget was independent India was presenting in the November 26, 1997 by the then Financial Minister of Punjab Chitte Sanmukham Sanmukham Chitte. Government found in India Government Conciliation Article 2 provide a conciliation fund of India or revenue receipt and government loan rises throughout the issue of treasury within the fund received through the repayment of deposit into withdrawal from the fund can only made after the passing the Appropriation Act of the supplemental grant of the Parliament. Public Account Fund Consideration Fund one provide the public account of India. Unlike the Consideration Fund, all public funds do not belong to the government are deposit in the account. The government does not require Parliament approval. Withdrawal money from these funds are held by the government on behalf of the other latter written in the case of the Government Act mainly the bank. This one the account includes saving account deposit provide fund, postal deposit and the national small saving fund. Contingency fund provide the contingency fund in India. Contingency the fund of the mint unforeign expenditure before parliament authorities before parliament authorities and the expenditure the president can the present can, 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 the present can. Mm, in in the 2017, the railway budget was emerged into the general budget. In the first time this the railway budget was presented separate in additional statement on the financial year of 17-18, but dependent data of the changes of 1 February to February 1 based earlier presented February 28 on 29 on the first time in the history to introduce a paperless budget as on 1st February 2025 on February 1 February 1 February 2025 Financial Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the 8th Union Budget under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. The budget hold a hierarchical position of national economy. The service to the primary tools throughout which the government said administration throughout the budget, the government formulated the implementation policy to the revenue expenditure and the borrowing, but provide the comprehensive statement of government receipt and the expenditure for a financial year reflect the government fiscal policy focus on the promoting economic growth and stability. Object of budget allocation of resource establish redistribution of activities association with plain the government allocation total resource total allocations of resource the government allocation total resource between private and public goods the money to promoting customer welfare while the encourage competition among the producer public goods refer to the goods and service that the collector provide the society citizen example judicial system public park and national security. The consumption of these goods one member of society do not reduce their ability to do and ability to other private goods. On the other hand, are whose price determined through the market intersecting between consumer and product based on the market principle of beneficiary due to their limited availability. These goods can also be consumed by the specific individual. For example, a chocolate purchase we can only to consume by that person and not available for other. It contrasts the national highway. The public good remains accessible to other individual after money use of one person. Redistribution of activity in the economic system, economic income and wealth inequality are internal part. The government affect the personal disposable income of the household of the elite class, making transparent the collection tax of spending, redistribution of economic activity, redistribution of economic activity, redistribution of economic activity, redistribution of economic activity, redistribution of activity, allocations of resource, redistribution of activities, redistribution of activities toward elite class and the making transfer to collection tax and respecting as well as being for poor. Thought that this debt government being out of the distribution which is considered fair by the society, the redistribution function objective of accountability in the domestic country and the democracy. The government is responsible for the accountability toward the people. The public eventually have the right of knowledge about the way in which public wealth in the being utilized and the whether price price punishment was taken for all that or not. Fulfillment of these objectives become possible throughout budget. These objectives are promotion because the government is responsible accountable toward the people, the public. Conservative have the right to know about the by which public whether we need to learn whether as a pure constant was taking of all of the or not. Fulfillment of these objectives become possible throughout budget. Fulfillment of the fulfillment of the fulfillment of the allocations of resource, allocations of resource, allocations of resource, redistribution of activities, provide accountability, provide accountability, provide accountability, objective of accountability, provide accountability, provide accountability, provide accountability, provide economic control, how the parliament maintain control the context of the receipt and the use of one of the form this form of appropriation policy in absence of budget, but various ministers and departments will start working to autocratic manner and the appropriation utilize the public fund be possible. Economics control, economics, eco, economics, economics control, economics control, economics control, economics control, economics of physical measure, but it's not only a description of income and expenditure, but is a such as a powerful weapon on the hand of government while the social economic development country also take place how the taxation expenditure and the creative government achieve a desired object of economic development, full employment and social justice. Physical measure, economic stability, administration efficiency. One object of budget is maintain economic stable preference of economic up and down the character future of capitalism. The budget play important role to reduce this form of surplus of defect budget, deficient budget, administrative efficiency. The budget requirement of requirement of each of every sector of department of returning the acceptance is provided to make expenditure. Accordingly, there is a complete focus on the control of the effect of the public expenditure according to allocation and the manner of the object of budget, clarity the scope of object of various officials and the maintenance administration's efficiency throughout the association with plain but budget provision are made of contract to economic development and association with the various plans. There is a provision of fulfillment of a target development within the financial year and the effort are made by the achieving them. Provide accountability. The objective of budget allocations of resource, 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 economic stability, administration efficiency, association with plain physical measure, economic control, objective of accountability, a redistribution of activities, objective of accountability, economic control, economic stability, physical measure, commendation, administration efficiency, planning, association with plain, 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 association of plain. और हम लिख के देखते हैं भाई. कहाँ तो को मतलब provide accountability, objective of accountability. Objective of accountability, 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 mm, physical measure. Economic stability, economic efficiency, accommodation, administration, administration, administrative efficiency, association with plane, association with plane, association with plane, reason objective accountability. दाठ थे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 administration efficiency association with plane 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 reason activity objective accountability economic control physical measure economic stability administration efficiency association with government form annual financial description budget of previous, current, and a forthcoming year of the various departments and the President of both House of Parliament in the Indian Vice President in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha and the last working day of Parliament, the government. Going to form annual funds description the budget is a previous, current, and forthcoming of various department of the present day represented in the both House of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. That are divided into two parts revenue budget and capital reserve collection of full other received loan of total expenditure, central revenue budget and capital budget, revenue, this revenue description, battery receipt, major direct tax, income tax, corporate tax, indirect tax, activity, goods and service tax, non-tax receipt, profit and dividends received by the public sector enterprise and most revenue budget, revenue deficit, taxes, central excise duty, customer duty, and cooperatives are report non-tax revenue are divided into interest and dividend on non-tax invested in the government, traffic, and the various sectors. wages for service was included non-tax revenue. The government followed the major types of non-tax interest receipt from interest upon loan grant to state union secretary of telecom providing or dividend received by the public sector by physical service income concurrence and tax income from general services so receive this one from social and communication service income grant capital receipt receipt debit receipt and financial debit market loan short term loan foreign assistance.